What's up guys? Thank you so much for tuning back into my channel, for clicking on the video. If you are not subscribed, make sure to press that button so you can be notified of whenever I give you guys updates, all my tips, new videos, everything like that. So today I wanted to talk a little about my health and what's going on with me. I've been super hesitant to share these things just because they're more on a personal level, but they're so much more common than any of us would admit. And I think that we need to start talking about these things and these issues, because not only to bring awareness, to be like, oh, yo, I might be experiencing that too, but also because it's okay to talk about these things and it's okay to have these issues, and we need to start talking about it so that we can all heal together. So awareness and hope for healing, and to kind of tell you guys what I'm doing with my health. So you guys know, if you have been watching me for a while, that I have dealt with eating disorders, that I have always dealt with depression and anxiety. And if you go and you listen to my podcast, it's episode 3 that I tell you my story, and it goes over all of these things. So if you're more interested in kind of like where I have come from and how I've transformed my health, that would be a good video to go to, or good podcast to go to. You guys know I'm kind of jumping into this world of holistic health and holistic wellness, and it's something that I'm super passionate about. But something, you know, the more that I dive into this research, and I dedicate so much time to research, the more that I dedicate my time and energy into this field, the more that I discover that a lot of the things with my own health and the way that my body functions isn't quite the way that it should be. I just always kind of accepted depression and anxiety as something that I would always struggle with. It's just my brain, like these things were just gonna have to be something that I would have to deal with for the rest of my life. And now I know that, hey, it doesn't. I don't have to be on medication for the rest of my life, that there's things naturally I can do to heal my body so that I don't have these symptoms. You know, it's not normal to have digestive dysfunction every single day of my life and feel super uncomfortable and bloated and have all these issues. There's things that I can do naturally to heal this and to make my body better. So I'm just discovering a lot, and it makes me super excited to share all of it with you. But the biggest thing that I've realized is that how our body functions goes hand in hand with how we feel on an emotional and a mental level. And a lot of people, you know, let's be honest, like it's comforting to kind of use depression and anxiety as like, oh, I'm always gonna deal with that. And it's like, it takes the responsibility away from it. Like, it's not something you're responsible for. It's just something you have. It runs in your family. And that's the way that I was. And I was super defensive about it too. Like, if anybody would have told me this, or if I would have heard it, I would have hated on that person. And I would have been so defensive. And I've already gotten so much hate on my Instagram. But I honestly think it's my responsibility now to share this stuff with you guys, because I never heard about it until I dove into the research myself. And so hopefully we can kind of get this out, and maybe I can be the first advocate, or I know there's some other people that talk about it too, but natural healing is possible, and your physical state and your mental state go hand in hand. So I want to tell you guys kind of what's going on with my health, what I've been experiencing, all of that. But if you want to get a good background and you want to hear about the eating disorder stuff and how my anxiety and depression started, go back and listen to my podcast episode. So in terms of right now with what I'm doing, you guys know that I'm doing the keto lifestyle. I've been doing it for a while now, and it's been amazing for me. I have healed my hypoglycemia. I have stopped being a slave to food. I have stopped being a slave to tracking macros. I don't struggle with my weight. I don't struggle with gaining fat. It's all very sustainable, and I love it. And it's actually helped my digestion a bit. Yeah. So a lot of great benefits. However, I haven't experienced the full spectrum of benefits that I could from a keto lifestyle, because my body is just dysfunctioning on such a deep level. This stemmed from, number one, me taking a PPI drug from age 4 to 15. I talk about that in the podcast. Basically, it just depletes your body from being able to produce acid, and this is very detrimental to your entire digestive tract and kind of shuts down your body's ability to absorb and digest nutrients. Also, I have been on my anxiety and depression medicine since I was 15, so about 6 years now, and I was on birth control from 15 to 20. So there's a bunch of stuff, obviously. I also had anorexia, so there's just so much that goes into my health history. And that's why every single person is so uniquely individual and requires different needs and has different everything, okay? Everybody has a different health history. But I have been really struggling with adrenal fatigue. So even though my energy has been increased through a keto lifestyle, and this has been from the longest time I can remember, I'm just tired all the time. But it's not getting better. And I've just been so aware of it. It's been really hard for me to have any motivation to do anything. And this is in addition to my depression and anxiety. And so it's just, I'm tired all the time. Like, I just want to sleep all the time. It's hard to do any work because I can't focus. I feel like numb, just kind of like out of it. Like time just kind of passes by. I just have to get through the day. And these are typically symptoms that people would say is depression. Of course, whenever I jump on video, I try to act really peppy and energized and happy, because I want to put out that energy on my channel. But this is something I've been really deeply struggling with. And not only that, but my anxiety has been a lot worse, and I've been questioning myself so much, and I'm unsure of myself, and I get overwhelmed over the tiniest little things, and the tiniest little things stress me out. Like, if my house is dirty or if the dishes aren't done, I like freak out, and like it's just the littlest things stress me out. And again, most doctors, if you went to the doctor, they would say, oh, here's, you know, this medication, or here's the psychologist's phone number, whatever. Okay, we'll go back to that in a second. I've also always really struggled with digestive issues, and I'm gonna be really completely honest and like talk about this because we need to start talking about it. I just have like intermittent diarrhea and constipation constantly. It's very uncomfortable. I'm constantly bloated. I always have pain underneath my ribs right here. It's a really big issue, and food pretty much goes through me almost instantly, and if it doesn't go through me instantly, I'm constipated for like 3 days. So that's kind of something that I've dealt with for my whole life though. I just thought it was normal. But then it kept kind of getting a little bit worse to what I just described, and that's kind of been my normal for like the past probably 5 years. So I've really been struggling with these things for a while. Also, I was on birth control, and once, like, that was kind of during my eating disorder period, so I don't exactly know. I mean, obviously if you're taking hormonal birth control, that really messes up your hormones and the way your body's functioning. That could be a whole nother separate video. But basically I stopped taking my birth control because I figured out all of this stuff that can happen to your body with hormonal birth control, and I haven't had a period since, and it's been about 6 to 7 months. So there's so much going on with my body, and I've just been feeling pretty freaking miserable, to be honest. So I decided though that I did not want to go to a regular doctor because I've been to doctors about this stuff and about other symptoms that I haven't even mentioned, and they just tell me, you know, oh, take a probiotic from Walmart that's $5, that's really crappy freaking quality, or oh, you have a stomach virus, or just all of these like band-aids, or, you know, let's up your anxiety medication, let's up your depression medication, oh, let's, like, just these, like, they treat me like they just are brushing me off, and it's basically just like in my head, like my anxiety and depression, and it's very frustrating. Not only that, but whenever you go to a like the conventional doctors, most of the time they will never ask you about what your dietary habits look like, what your lifestyle habits look like, what your sleep looks like, all of that stuff that is absolutely vitally important to the way that your body functions. So I was like, not doing it. I don't want to waste my freaking money on that. So I finally found a functional medicine doctor. She specializes, she's an OBGYN, but she's also a functional medicine doctor, and she actually works with NTPs, which I am being trained to be, nutritional therapy practitioners, because she believes that if you're not willing to work on your dietary and lifestyle habits, nothing's gonna happen. So she kind of handles that medical side of things, but also makes you implement the dietary and lifestyle, because it goes hand in hand. So I finally saw her today. It took me a little bit to get into the clinic because she is very busy, and you know, she's one of the only women that specializes in women's care around my area. So finally got in today, and basically the first appointment was you kind of fill out a questionnaire beforehand, and then you sit down and talk with her. She kind of gives her opinion on how you should move forward in terms of testing and how your body's functioning, and then you go ahead and you freaking dive into how your body's functioning. And this is the number one thing, that the difference between a conventional like family practitioner doctor and a functional or naturopathic doctor is that this one gives a band-aid, and this one dives into what your body is doing and figuring out the root issue and fixing that. So I went in, she had all of my history. She asked me what was going on with my body, and instead of telling me that, oh, let's put you on birth control to get your hormones regulated, or let's increase your depression and anxiety medication because you're obviously really struggling with getting through the day and with your anxiety, no. She told me, first and foremost, she was like, first off, you're on the really right track. You are a smart freaking girl, because you are on the perfect track for something that I would recommend for healing your body, which made me really excited that, you know, I'm on the right track of doing this naturally, of healing my body. But she was like, we can always, always, always benefit from testing. So instead of just assuming that something was dysfunctioning like my hormones, we are doing a comprehensive stool analysis test. We are doing a hormone profile test, and then what is the other one? I don't remember the other one. But basically she's testing my entire thyroid profile. So sometimes if you go to the doctor and they do blood work on you, they'll test your TSH levels, and most of the time that's kind of it, which isn't a good indicator of how your thyroid is functioning. But she's doing a full thyroid profile, because your thyroid has a ton of elements to it, and there's different areas where it can be dysfunctioning. She's also going to test my hormones, so to figure out, instead of just saying, oh, let's put you on birth control to regulate your hormones, no, she's going to test all of my hormone levels to see, okay, maybe it's your progesterone, maybe it's your estrogen, maybe it's your testosterone, seeing where my hormones are so we can start regulating them. And then finally she's going to do the stool analysis. So yeah, I have to send my poop off, and she's going, analyze it, and they see what good bacteria I have, what bad bacteria I have, if I have parasites, if there's all of this stuff dysfunctioning. So we're getting down to the root issue and figuring out what's really going on with my body, rather than just trying to give me a medication to mask my symptoms. So I'm really, really excited. I wanted to share that with you guys because I think it's important that we start talking about these things, and we talk about how your body's functioning and how you can start healing your body in a really natural way and getting down to the root issue of things. There's a reason why you're feeling symptoms. There's a reason why you aren't feeling good. There's a reason why you feel crappy, or why you're having anxiety or having depressive symptoms, or why you're tired all the time, or why you're having dysfunction with your gut, and all of these things. There's a reason why on a deeper level, and it's keeping you from living that life that you deserve to live And guess what? You have the power to fix it, and that is what I am so passionate about now and why I am so freaking excited to share this with you guys. So I want to, obviously I have to do all the tests. I did one test today, but the stool analysis and stuff like that takes a while. I'm going to share all my results with you guys and tell you what's going on with me and my health and how we are planning to attack those things and heal my body in a completely natural way rather than just masking the symptoms with medicine or, you know, just a pill or whatever. So I'm really excited to share the journey with you guys. And if you guys have any questions about the process, or if you want me to answer certain questions kind of on these topics, if you guys are pumped about this little journey I'm sharing with you, give me a thumbs up and then comment down below with any questions, comments, everything like that. I'm gonna stop rambling now. That is what's up with my health right now. I'm really excited to share this journey with you guys, and I will talk with you next time.